Hey everyone, Ron from HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road. Welcome to our channel. Join us at Thousand Trails Orlando, where we experience a power outage and break out our new JACKERY Solar generator. Then we'll share an experience with a noisy mobile pet groomer van. We also discovered that Disney's nightly fireworks, as well as Kennedy Space Center rocket launches, can be viewed from the park's lake access. As always, we're thrilled to have you with us and hope that you will enjoy this video. The adventure will start right after this short introduction. Jackery Solar generator. It's Explorer 1000. Those of you who've been watching will recall when we were in New Hampshire last year, I had to load the generator and I had to load the Starlink into the truck and go to a Dunkin' Donuts because the campsite we were in was tree covered. There's no way I could upload a video to YouTube. We're going back to that campsite this year, and we've had a couple other campsites actually that well, frankly, we couldn't use Starlink there because of tree cover. So what this unit will do, you know, it'll run some our TV, our Starlink, you know, smaller stuff. It's not going to run an air conditioner, but it'll run other stuff when we're boondocking, right? And it'll allow me the opportunity not to take the generator along, because that thing's heavy, when I have to go off-site or away from the campground to upload a video on Starlink. So, yeah, I think I got a good deal. I got it for $4.99 on Amazon. It was on sale. And let's open it up. I've already cut it here. And I'll tell you right away, those of you who enjoy watching unpacking videos, this is a very heavy gauge cardboard. Charging cable, very well packed. Very nice packaging. Okay, so you've got DC out cigarette lighter, basically adapter for DC out. You've got a USB-C 30 watt port. You have a USB-C 100 watt port and USB-A 18 watt port. Okay, in order for those to be active, you push the DC USB button and you can see the light came on, right? You have three 1500 watt 120 volt outlets, and for those to be active you push the AC button. You can see that light on, right? You have a light, built-in light. There's a low beam, high beam, and flasher, I guess, for emergency. And of course an on-off button that I've already pushed on before we started showing you these features. Okay, it will tell you, you know, what the percentage of the charge is, 100% right now because I charged it up already. It'll also tell you, you know, how much you're drawing and how long you can draw that much power. We'll get into that in another time, but I've already used it. We had a power outage yesterday, so I did put it back in the box to do this unboxing and this introduction to you. So it's a Jackery Explorer 1000. And you know, you could buy these all different sizes. And this has the lithium iron phosphate battery. Okay, so that's the newer generation battery that's capable of more charge and discharge cycles. So don't get them confused with the lithium ion batteries that are capable of less charge cycles, but I think they have a little higher output. Okay, now Jackery they sell a unit, it's my understanding, that's similar to this, but it's got a fixed handle. The handle doesn't lift or fall like this. It's fixed. My understanding, I did read somewhere where they're basically, on some of the units, they're the same price as these newer. So don't get it confused. If you want a more charge cycles, in other words, this will last longer. It's rated like at 10 years on, almost daily use. So you'll want to find the ones with the handles that rise and fall. Okay, on this side, this is where the 110 volt or 120 volt charge goes in. It'll also charge from a solar panel, and it'll charge from a DC input as well. In other words, you can buy a cable that I don't have, but you can buy one that'll plug into your cigarette lighter in your vehicle and charge this up. Okay, of course that's going to take longer than it would to charge from a 110 volt outlet, but it's very light. It's a lot lighter than that generator, I'll tell you. And I'm happy to have it. So the next time I can't get Starlink at a campsite, I won't have to yard that generator off the back and take that with me to some place where I can get Starlink. I'll just have to take the router, the cable, and the antenna for Starlink and plug it into here, and be able to upload my my videos to Starlink somewhere where I don't have tree cover. Anyway, if you've been following us, you probably saw that episode in New Hampshire where I had to do that. I took it to a Dunkin' Donuts with a generator. But if you're interested, I'll link that video in the description of this video. So anyway, that's the Jackery Explorer 1000. So here we are at TTO, Thousand Trails, Orlando, and power went out. And I said, this would be a great time to test the Jackery. So I've got the Jackery plugged in. I got two jumpers from 110 to 30 amp. I've got this Y connector that takes two 30s and puts it to a 50. And I've got my umbilical from the camper plugged in to it. So currently we're at 88% battery life, and I've been running it for like a half an hour. We're drawing 322 watts. Right now the outside refrigerator in my outside kitchen is on. The regular refrigerator we have on gas right now. We got the water heater off. So what's drawing in the unit right now are the battery charges. So the converter charging my two batteries for the unit. Got the TV on. Starlink is running. We have the receiver for the TV on for the sound. We have a small countertop dehumidifier running. We also have our ceiling fan going. 2.7 hours time remaining at this level. Not bad. This would make a boondocking night pretty comfortable if we weren't running the generator all the time. So as more data comes in, I'll record it, like if I try to make coffee using this. Might have found the problem here. I just talked to these gentlemen, and supposedly it's going to be at least 30 more minutes or thereabouts for the power will be back on. Now this whole section, you can see the blue bags over all the power pedestals. The whole section's been dead since we've been here. I guess it happened a few days before we got here. So I would imagine these people are working on that issue, and they had to shut down our section because we neighbor it to do the work. So, but we did not receive notification from the campground, which is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. So as some of you may already know, we have this carrier in our hitch in the back of the RV. On it we carry the generator. It's a 4500i Cummings generator, so it's an inverter generator. I keep it secure with a cable lock. We have a cover for it that I ordered separately, and after the cover's on and tightened down, I also put a black strap that I've already started to loosen. It's a ratchet strap, just to make sure that it doesn't blow off. We'll go ahead and get this cover off. You can see that the security cable goes up here, and I've also have two ratchet straps coming up, going back down to the frame. So this is very secure. The generator is electric start. It's dual fuel, so gasoline or propane, of course. You also have a pull start cord on it if you need it, right? It's well maintained. I keep the oil changed frequently. I never let the gas get stale. I'll always run it out and end the run on propane. Like I said, it's a 4500 Cummings generator. It's an inverter, and it's pretty heavy. So you can see how big it is. And for an old guy like me, especially if I've got fuel in it, it's heavy enough. And sometimes the back end of the camper is really high, depending on the site. And the higher the back end, the harder it is for me to yard this down off there, put it in the truck to take somewhere. So that Jackery unit's going to come in handy. Also, at night when we're boondocking, I don't like to sit in the recliners, do work, or watch television when we're running this on this carrier, because you do feel it. It kind of like it drones a little bit. It's very quiet, by the way, but it drones a little bit, of course, and you feel the vibration in the rig, and I don't like that. So oftentimes I do pull it off here and put it on the ground if it's not sitting too high, and sometimes Jackie does help me, but it's very heavy and awkward, so I try not to take it down, but I do. So anyway, that's the Cummings generator. I talked about it, so I thought I'd show it to you. It has a 30 amp plug, so I use my 30 amp plug and adapter to go to 50 amps for the umbilical from the camper. So it just switches real quick from gasoline to propane. The propane hooks in here. Right there is where the propane, it comes with a regulator, and I keep that in the truck. So it's a really good generator. I think it is anyway. It's got 220 volt outlets here, and it has an eco mode switch, so if you don't need it revved up to give you power, it'll take it down to an idle. And right here you can see the USB ports for charging DC. So first time we used this, we were camping at a harvest host in New York State. We had a hailstorm that night, heavy rains and sideways winds, and this did shut off in the rain. It started right up the next day. I was happy about that, but when I talked to Cummings about it, they said, well, yeah, it's not made to be out in the rain. I said, well, you can't really run it inside either, right, because of the exhaust. So I did buy an aftermarket gen tent, they call it, that straps around this thing, and it covers it up pretty good and will protect it from heavy rain. So one day I'll feature that in a video. I'll set that up and show it to you. But anyway, that's our generator. Hey, we're dog lovers. Since we lost Oliver, we've been kind of sad, right? We used to have to find a groomer every couple of months, take care of Oliver. So mobile dog groomers, great idea. But when you don't have a dog and they're parked right out in front of your campsite doing other people's dogs, running the generator, well, I don't know, not so into that. But here we are, and that's where the dog grooming van is, with that generator all morning. I don't know, hate to be a negative Nelly all the time, but now I understand, because I think they're doing those people's dog. But you know, it's like having your kids running through my site pestering me. No, they're not my kids. That's not my dog. I think they could have a quieter generator too. That's generator. Yesterday we had a power outage here. During the power outage yesterday, there were several campers around us that were running their generator. And together, they were quieter than the dog groomer's generator. That was an open frame generator, known notoriously to be loud. And it was. As most of you know, in campgrounds we're pretty close quartered, so it's important to be courteous. Had the groomer thought about it a bit, he could have turned the van around and let the generator exhaust over the open pond and green space behind it. That would have made things much, much better, especially for us. But there was nobody over there to bother. So that would have been a good choice. Like I say, I hate to be a negative Nelly all the time, but we're going to point out the good and the bad and the ugly. And that was one of the bad and uglies. We have a blink system. We had blink system in our home. We had 3 cameras. We had them set up outside, of course, at our home. But on the road, we have one set up inside that we called Ollie Cam. Of course, we used to like to keep an eye on Oliver when we weren't here. Make sure that the campground did not lose power and that the fan was still going around. That way we knew it was still air conditioning for Ollie and he wasn't going to get too hot. But when we go away for a couple of days and have to leave the camper, I mount another camera outside, and I'll show you how I do that. You can see the camera mounted up here. It's mounted, what I do is I take the awning out, about a foot, and it exposes those supports. And I take the base for the blink that's made to screw into wood or whatever, wherever you're mounting it. And I run wire ties through the base, and then I put wire ties around the support for the awning. And that's how I utilize it. We have the Starlink, we leave that going when we're, away, so we can see what's going on here. And they're also motion detectable, and they have night vision. So they'll detect motion and turn on and record anything they see. So that gives us peace of mind knowing the rig's okay. And of course, we don't need the one inside, but that's still on and still lets us know that there is power at the RV. It's a good thing to have. It's not expensive. We bought them through Amazon years ago, and they've been very reliable. The thing that will not work, and we tried when we first hit the road before we had Starlink, we tried to run these off a hotspot on a phone. No way. They won't do it. They won't even look at it. They won't even see it. It's like the hotspot doesn't even exist. I got a hold of Blink. There was nothing they could do. I guess they figured the data usage by these was too much for a hotspot, so they didn't even bother. Anyway, thought I'd share that with you. Oh, and by the way, don't forget that's there. Before I run that awning in, I'm going to cut it loose, get it off there, okay? Don't make that mistake. We haven't yet, hopefully never will. So here's one of the resident alligators hanging out in the drainage across the road from our campsite. He decided to lay down there for a bit. Here are a couple of sandhill cranes. They're also very common at this park. They wander around like they own the place. Yep, the alligator. Here's a better close-up. The alligator sees the cranes coming. I don't think he likes it too much. He got up and walked off as the cranes came close. Maybe he owes the cranes money. Doesn't want to see them. We had some good friends staying here at the campground who offered to take us down to the lake on their golf cart to view the nightly Disney fireworks. We also caught a surprise rocket launch from Kennedy Space Center. Magnificent. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Ron and Jackie at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day and thanks for watching.